All right. So, question two: what advice would you give someone who is looking for a job? Man, don't lose momentum. That is key. There's a lot of things that you can do on your job hunt. You can change your resume 20 times. You can change your cover letter 20 times. You can apply to 100 jobs. You can make a whole bunch of informal, interviews with people. You can try to network using LinkedIn. You can do all that stuff, but if you don't maintain momentum, you're screwed. What do I mean by that? The human body can only output a certain amount of energy per period of time. Um, the military calls this NEAT, um, the measurement of energy used. Um, I can type it in here so you can see. Metabolic equivalent, okay, is the measurement of the ratio of which a person expends energy to the person's mass while performing some specific physical activity compared to a reference set by the conventional whatever 3.5 milliliters of oxygen per kilogram per minute, which is roughly equivalent to the energy expending while sitting quietly. So everybody expends a certain amount of meat per minute. Now, depending on what you're doing, you can burn more or less meat. And they have a chart that can show, what you're using in terms of physical activity. Once you use up in a rash way all of your meat per day, you don't want to expend the same amount the next day. You actually spend much less. And so the point is, if you go and try to force your way through job hunting, and you're not maintaining your momentum, which means that you actually have to be patient and use other means to find money. If you don't do that, you're gonna be screwed. You're gonna burn out, and then you might only be applying for 2 to 3 days. Then you don't apply any other days because nobody's gonna hire you. And then after that, you end up being out there for like years. I know somebody that's been out there for 7 years without getting a job. Yo, 7 years. That's too much. So, in order to be able to get better, you're going to have to design your job hunting in a way where you're meeting specific goals. So, for example, I can pull this out. See this here right here? This is called using a stretch goal to be able to get your job hunting done. So, this guy here did it for lessons that he wanted to do. But this is a good picture right here. So as you can see, you have step goals, meaning that okay, what is the initial goals you need to be able to make a sprint? So that sprint is how you maintain momentum. So your step goals could be okay, have the resume done, have your cover letter done, have your um, networking script done. Then you move on to the second goal, and your sprint one is complete. And you keep designing these sprints to reach your long-term goal, which is at the end to get a job. And you can celebrate and give yourself mini celebrations throughout the way. Now, the key to job hunting should always be to maintain your momentum. Once you maintain your momentum, you're able to stay there longer. It's similar to cross country. You could sprint a 100-meter dash very quickly, but you expend all your energy. As you can see, um, if you go here, right, jogging uses seven meets, but running, jogging in place using 8. And so, well, now I started to get interesting in the reading. Um, but anyway, if you run really fast, you use up all your energy. Versus if you jog, but for a longer distance, you may use the same energy, but over a longer stretch of time. Meaning the distance you ran is farther than if you used it all on that 100 sprint. So don't design your job hunting to be a sprint. Design it to be a marathon, but use your energy to be able to run longer across a certain span of time instead of just trying to do it like really fast and get no result. Because how do I put this? Just because you run fast doesn't mean that an employer is running fast to hire you. Many people think that employers are doing the same thing as them to find people that look for work. They're not. And the reason why is because they have their jobs to do. Their jobs may impose on them that they have to read 225 emails a day, that they have to design many different parts of a system, and they don't have the time to sit down and read through the resumes at that point. It might just be on the Friday or Saturday. So you may be trying to rush to get a response on Tuesday, but they're not going to look at it until Saturday. You don't know that. You don't know what's on the other side of the computer. That's why you have to expect that those things will happen. And by expecting them to happen, you stretch out the amount of energy you're using over a set period of time, which allows you to be able to apply to more jobs, not be stressed out, look for a part-time job to do in the meantime that interests you, or a hobby that interests you, and make sure that you're always bringing some type of money in the door so you can buy burritos or Chick-fil-A outside. So I hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next one.